Okay, hey, welcome to day 2. Tonight is all about wheat. Now you might not know this, and this is where people get confused. Wheat impacts blood sugar level astronomically because the amylase enzyme in your mouth breaks down wheat really fast and gets it into the bloodstream. So ounce for ounce, wheat and other grains will spike your blood sugar level more than table sugar. That's pretty mental. So people think, oh, I can eat wheat and grains, and if I listen to the government, the base of our food pyramid should be healthy whole grains, and that is the staple. And in fact, it's killing people, and it's making people obese, and it is giving people, well, for a start, the World Health Organization report that blood sugar issues are causing the biggest killers in the world in terms of obesity, heart disease, stroke. It's all coming from blood sugar, elevated blood sugar levels. But is your doctor telling you this when you go and you have a problem? Perhaps you have autoimmunity, for example. Will your doctor sit and tell you this? No, he will tell you to lower your fat and eat healthy whole grains. Well, I'm here to tell you that is what's causing the damage, and that is what has got you hooked. You keep yo-yoing, don't you? You do Slimming World, and you do it for a while, and you lose weight. You do Weight Watchers for a while, and you lose weight. But because you're controlling the numbers, you're getting a calorie deficit, so you're falling under what your daily required calories are, but you're staying under that. So of course you'll lose weight. I'm freezing. Is everybody okay? But you can't sustain that. You can't run yourself into a calorie deficit forever. And there comes a point when you will be stuck. Your metabolism will run so flat that you'll get stuck. And you'll find it difficult to lose fat. You might even become skinny fat. You go skinny and you lose lots of muscle. And your body will atrophy. You get saggy and you'll get cellulite. That's muscle wastage because you've run your body into the ground on these low-calorie diets. Anyway, that is for another time. This education is absolutely critical. Now, you've been given a meal plan, and I'm not here to give you a meal plan and not explain why you're eating what you're eating. So there's tons of education. I have got so much to tell you, and so much that's going to open your eyes. And if you've done these programs with me before, tonight you will still learn. You'll keep learning. You'll remember what amylopectin is. You'll remember what the gliadin-derived protein is and the opiate effect. You'll start to remember these things, and it's key and it's crucial to remember them, because at the end of the day, I'm asking you to pay this forward and tell your family, tell your friends, and get them to change their lifestyles so they can then in turn lose their obesity, lose their abdominal obesity, come away from having high triglycerides, high blood pressure. Sort themselves out, because 1, most doctors aren't doing it, and 2, most fitness professionals aren't doing it. They're telling you to eat bagels, sandwiches, what else? Rice, pasta, as long as it keeps you under a calorie, into a calorie deficit, then that's what they're promoting, because you know why? They know that you love a bagel, and they know that you love, what do you love? They know that you love treats. So they're going to tell you to eat them, but suppress your calories. So you start to crave more, and you want more, and you want more, and you want more, but you're fighting against it. So MyFitnessPal, your phone is red hot because you're never off MyFitnessPal, and it becomes a numbers game, it becomes an obsession, and you're just running your body flat. And when you're a female, you can't afford to do that, because there's so many hormonal imbalances. You're going to be coming into perimenopausal symptoms, and your hormones need to be on fire in all the best ways. And if you've run your metabolism flat, you are going to struggle with menopause. And as I say to my girls, it takes a good 10 years to get through menopause, and you want to be as healthy and as happy as possible. Let's not do that to yourselves. Okay, so here is a video I want you to watch. Keep your mind open. Don't be attached to any particular thing. Just open up your mind to what I'm saying. If you've done these programs with me before, I want you to be a complete learner. Don't take anything for granted, and just start again. Just start from scratch, and that's the best thing, the best advice I can give you. On this particular program, I'm going to be introducing 10 to 15 minutes of exercise before these lives at night time. However, not tonight because we've got so much to get through. So I need to get you to a position where you understand the meal plan and why you're eating what you're eating, so as you can buy into it more, okay? If somebody just feeds you something, literally, and hands you a sheet, there is no knowledge, they've probably not got the knowledge, nothing to pin it on, nothing to hang it on, so it's just wasted, and you would never stick to it because you don't understand the science behind it. So listen, here's a video I'm going to share on my screen. It's only a few minutes long. I like to use it because it's really visual and it's short. Okay, so here we are. Okay. Come on. Computer's running really slow again. I have no idea why, girls. Okay, so let's just get this out the road. Come on. Oh, it's because I'm on the wrong one. Sorry, girls. Right, here we go.
Dietitian Alison Barnes wants to show a group of office workers. Dietitian Alison Barnes wants to show a group of office workers just how much energy in the form of sugar these carbs release into their bloodstream.
Okay, so I've lined up a selection of foods. We've got a bagel and a chocolate muffin.
So I would say that is more sugar than this one.
Maybe 2 cubes for that one?
We're calling this blood sugar bingo. Can our volunteers guess the equivalent cubes of sugar in each of these foods?
What do you think?
Yeah, let's
5 to make it...
let's go 5.
Okay.
So you've gone for the muffin as the slightly higher one. I'm just going to add to that.
Whoa.
Double.
Oh my... Okay.
So 10 sugar cubes in that muffin. This one, so you've gone for 2, so it's more starchy, less sugary.
Yeah,
That's
Okay.
what we're guessing.
Yep. So let's just add to this one.
What?
Well, maybe not.
That's the same as the muffin. We're going to add one more.
More sugar.
So there's 11 sugar cubes equivalent in this bagel.
I'm shocked, I won't lie, I'm shocked.
Yeah.
What you're saying is that in the bagel, when you eat it, you chew it up and start to digest it, your body is breaking that starch down into that quantity of sugar.
The equivalent of sugar, yeah, exactly. This is a portion of white rice, and then you've got a nice bowl of strawberries.
Yes, let's go for 5.
I would never have put sugar with rice. Strawberries. I would put half of that bowl.
They are sweet.
2 more, yeah. Okay, so in this amount of strawberries there is 4 sugar cubes. So yeah, so although they taste sweet, actually the amount of carbohydrate that they contain is quite small. So let's compare that to this portion of rice then. So you've gone for 5, so just let me... What I'm going to do, I'm just going to do this.
Wait, rice again.
Oh, word.
Oh my god. Really?
It's grains of sugar that we're eating.
Yeah, I'm not eating rice no more.
And so that's 20 sugar cube equivalents. Jacket potato.
Yeah. Can you not do that? It's my favourite food, potato.
I would go with
Similar to the bagel, yeah? Like
about 10.
You've got quite a good poker face, Alison.
So in fact there's 19 sugar cubes in this jacket potato. It's almost double what you thought. I'm so sorry, Hannah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shock where they hide all the sugar.
I think one of the key things to take away from this is that looks can be deceiving. So just because a food doesn't necessarily taste sweet doesn't mean that there's not going to be sometimes an awful lot of sugar going into your system after you've eaten it.
The thing that this really rams home for me is that there's a huge amount of energy in a potato, and that pile of glucose there that your body will turn the potato into will be stored as fat unless you burn it off.
Unless you burn it.
You have to be careful about what you're putting in your mouth.
Okay. Interesting. So I'm sure that opens some of your eyes, particularly if you're new to this.
It's sweet.
Oh, there's Melissa. I'm in shock. I honestly thought I was quite clued up. Yeah, well, this is going to be an absolute education for you, for everybody actually, and for people that have been on this before, because it just rams at home how missold we are. So let me cut to the chase then. So sugar and blood sugar causes so many problems, and the first one that I will talk about a lot is inflammation. Now, inflammation, in fact, sugar increases what's called small LDL particles. Now, I'm jumping the gun a wee bit, but I just need you to understand this so as you can buy into why you're eating good fats. There is not one study, girls, that links good fats, and there are good fats and bad fats, which we'll come on to tomorrow, but for tonight, just assume that everything you're eating is a good fat, because it is. LDL is a cholesterol. Now, yeah, that's all I'm going to say for tonight, because I don't want to get too much into this. So, there are two types of LDL particles, small ones and big ones. The big ones are really fluffy, cotton size. When you think of fluffy things, you want to cuddle them. They're the nice ones. The small ones are caused by sugars. Now, they are the little shits that bind to the artery walls and cause, these ones, that are caused by sugar, cause hardening of the arteries, narrowing of the arteries. They cause a build-up of sediment inside the artery, and they're sticky in consistency, which is why you never ever have low-fat alternatives to anything. So see all this red milk and low-fat yogurts and all this shit that people have been telling you to eat, that has to stop. Okay, you can't eat things like that anymore. So that is LDL. We'll come on to cholesterol another night, but just remember that sugars cause an increase in the small ones, the small LDL particles. And LDL is supposed to be bad. It's not bad. It's only bad when it's met with sugar. Okay, so that's the first thing. Inflammation. Will you see this from this distance? No, will you see it from that distance? Inflammation, if you think of your cell, when you eat sugars and refined carbohydrates, it causes inflammation. Your body does not like them, and there are no essential carbohydrates. There's essential amino acids in the form of protein, and there's essential fats, but there's no essential carbohydrates for a reason. You don't need them. And the vitamins and the minerals you get from the veg, you're eating lots of good carbs, but just none of the bad stuff. So all the vegetables and the fruit that you're eating, the good carbs, you'll get lots of vitamins and minerals from them, so that's great. But all the bad stuff, all the stuff that you shouldn't be eating, the breads, pasta, cereals, cakes, biscuits, all that stuff that you know is really bad, rice, pasta, what they've just been referring to, causes inflammation. And when you're inflamed inside, look at me. This was burns from homemade soup, believe it or not. And it's clearing up now, but it was really inflamed, and it was, in fact, it was a big bubble, a big fluid bubble. It was sore, it was itchy, it's itchy now, it was red, it was bloody, it's scabbed over now, but inside, when you're eating refined carbohydrates and sugars, and if your personal trainer is giving you meal plans with all the shit on it, what they're doing is maybe seeing you in a calorie deficit, and you've maybe lost a bit of weight, but inside, you're suffering with inflammation on a massive scale, which is why you have skin irritations, bursitis, tendinitis, arthritis, achy joints, skin rashes, skin irritations, poor gut flora. Your microbiome is screaming for a bit of nutrition, high triglycerides, high blood pressure, abdominal obesity, in fact, metabolic disease or metabolic syndrome, fatty liver, a whole host of different health problems, including cancer, caused by inflammation. And it's all these foods that have to be stopped. Absolutely. And that is why they're not on your meal plan. I would have millions of people queuing up for this programme if I put breads, pastas and cereals on my meal plans. And I would get the money in. But would it be health promoting? Absolutely not, because this would be going on. Okay, so that is that. Now, I refer to my notes because I do my notes before this starts. I come up 45 minutes early and I do my notes for you, so I don't forget anything. So that is some of the symptoms. Now, let me take you back. In the biblical days, wheat used to be really, really long grass, and it was like 4 foot long, and it used to blow in the wind, and it was an amber shade of like colour. And nowadays, it's been modified, as genetics have been modified, its chemistry has been modified, so it stands like this tall. It's called semi-dwarf wheat, and it's put into practically everything. Any labels that you look at, your processed foods and condiments and stuff, will contain some form of wheat, or seeds of grasses, which is essentially what I'm talking about. The seeds of grasses, we cannot digest the seeds of grasses. Animals can, because they've got how many stomachs? We have one stomach, we can't digest them. And that throws up a whole host of different problems. I'm hearing this popping quite a lot. I feel a bit queasy. My old PT had me eating a ton of rice. This isn't uncommon, by the way, and at no point am I here to slag anybody or discredit anybody, but there are things that should be happening and there are things that aren't happening. And as a wellness expert, I suppose, is what I am, it's really frustrating when people come onto my programme and they've been training with a trainer and they're frustrated, they're not well. A lot of people have got diabetes because of their blood sugar issues. It's erratic, but these people are still paying. Here's what I say to my clients, right? If you want to work out and you're skint, get yourself on YouTube and get free workouts. There's some phenomenal workouts on YouTube, far better than I can give you. And I've been working in the industry for 20 odd years, right? You don't need to be paying for a workout unless you're on the beach with me, and that's a different kind of workout completely. Yeah, if you're not getting advice like this from your wellness specialist, even your personal trainer should have some level of knowledge about this, there's a problem. And you probably like them because they act kind of like a bit of a counsellor. You tell them things, you get a bit of banter, you grow to like them. So you class them sometimes as more of a friend than anything else. You enjoy training with them, they stand at the treadmill and speak to you. So it's company. But ultimately they're not helping you work towards optimal health or being the best you can be. And that is the problem. So make a friendship out of them. This is only my advice. You take it or you don't. I don't care what you do, as long as you do this. And save yourself a whole ton of money a month. And yeah, meet them for a coffee. Just let them eat the cake. You don't eat the cake. Or you make your own cake from Shelley Booth's recipe book. Even better. Anyway, right. Sorry, I'm going on. Cows and sheep have 4 stomachs. Thanks very much, June. You do need a wee visit to Scotland for a beach workout. You really do. Mind-blowing education. Thank you, girls. Right. Okay, so I'm starting here. Right. You have been told by doctors and health professionals. I just had a conversation with a girl today about she's breastfeeding a child, and her health visitor has advised her not to do this because she needs carbohydrates. And I sat with my head in my hands, and I can't get into anything, but I sat with my head in my hands and I thought, I'm not here to convince anybody in my programme. I'm not here to convince anybody that I can. It's not a sales pitch. I do what I do, and I help people change their worlds, actually. A newborn baby would absolutely thrive with this nutrition going into their mums. So instead of all of the good stuff and the good carbohydrates, which you will eat more of than anybody, people think this is a low carbohydrate diet. Actually, it's not. You will eat more carbohydrates than anybody you know, but it's the good carbohydrates. It's not the shit, the breads, pasta, cereals, cakes, biscuits, waffles, shite, garbage, all of that. No, that's doing damage. That's going to damage your baby. That's not going to help your baby. So it's frustrating, and I sat and I thought, yeah, I'll give you a refund, no bother, but really I want to say, please just go and do your research and listen to what I'm saying. But anyway, that's where we're at. And then you go and see your doctor because, I don't know, you've got a problem. And your doctor says, look after your diet, eat healthy whole grains and low-fat alternatives, and drink fresh orange juice in the morning, and oh my God, eat 5 a day. Every piece of information there is so unbelievably wrong for the vast majority of people. It's just crazy, unless there are issues, unless there are contraindications and there's some issue that the doctor needs to work around, that's fine. But in the main, that is the information that's getting sent out. Anyway, here we go. Right, so when we eat wheat, wheat is broken down into peptide bonds, and we can't digest it, as I've told you, because we've only got one stomach. And they're split up into 4 or 5 amino acids, and some of them are digested and some of them aren't, and that's the problem. When you eat an egg or a piece of meat, it's broken down into one amino acid and digested. When you eat wheat, some of it is digested and some of it isn't. And the stuff that isn't, what happens to it? It sits in the digestional tract, in your intestines, and what does it do? It permeates and destroys what's called the villi, like the wee hair-like structures, and penetrates and causes leaky gut. And when you've got leaky gut, you've got a whole catalogue of health problems, and it interferes with your microbiome and your gut health and your gut flora, which is a whole education. In fact, it's a whole degree all by itself. And we'll cover it, but you just need to know about these things. The gliadin protein also binds to peptide bonds in your brain, the gliadin-derived opiates, and they cross the barrier and bind to these sites. And what they do is they stimulate appetite, which is why you've got gradiitis when you eat pizza. You can't get enough of the pizza, even though you're full. The gliadin-derived opiate peptides stimulate, like the reward system in your brain, and it stimulates the hunger hormone. So you want more. You're just being a greedy bugger. You want more. You're eating a curry, a Chinese curry. You've got the rice on there, you've got the chips on there, you've got the prawn crackers on there. It's just like, it's gluttony to the highest level, but it's because it's not your fault. It's because they've been really, really clever, and they've put this, they've changed the structure of wheat so you crave more. You have it, you're full, you're totally full, your belly expands to like a basketball size, and then half an hour later you're starving again. That is by design. They're not daft. It's big food and agribusiness. I've thought, you know what? Wheat has an opioid stimulant, and we're going to put it in everything. And in doing that, we're going to generate billions and billions and billions of pounds, but we're going to make the buggers fat. And we're going to make them fat because they'll go to the doctor will put them on medications, which Big Pharma are making a huge, well, Big Pharma, the money that's involved there is, you can't even comprehend it. The doctors get, let's call it a commission, based on the prescriptions that they're providing you with. And what happens to you? You stay fat. You join Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers will spike your blood sugar level and your insulin level through the roof. But they'll control your calories. There's a problem in that. And we'll cover it in a couple of nights. So, that's that. Next one. The same gliadin-derived opioid peptides drive mood disorders. And through lockdown, we've had mood disorders, haven't we? We've been all over the shop. Our minds, we've been up, we've been down. We've been worried about money. That affects your brain. If you've got bipolar, these gliadin-derived opioid peptides will drive the up phase, the mania of bipolar. Also, kids with ADHD and autism, it will drive the manic behaviour. So that is the same gliadin-derived peptides that is found in wheat. So if your child has ADHD or autism, it might be a good idea to try and wean them off wheat. And I know it's hard because it's in everything, and children, generally speaking, struggle to eat different foods. Some don't, but a lot do. So the intact gliadin, so the one that isn't broken down, remember I said it breaks into 4 or 5 amino acids. The stuff that isn't broken down just sits on the wall of the intestine, and what it causes is autoimmunity. So things like type 1 diabetes in children, rheumatoid arthritis, autoimmune diseases, which we're going to get into not tonight, another time. So wouldn't you think, you would never think that wheat does this sort of stuff to your body, would you? Especially not when the doctors are telling you to eat it. So, on to the interesting part. What they were talking about before, which they didn't cover, is wheat has a carbohydrate, complex carbohydrate element called amylopectin A. And what that does is you eat wheat and you have an enzyme in your mouth called amylase, and the amylase breaks down the wheat and converts it, acts on it instantly, and shoots your blood sugar sky high. So if you were to compare 2 slices of brown bread, if you were to eat 2 slices of brown bread, what most people do in the morning, first thing in the morning, oof, blood sugar goes sky high. And because of the opiate effect, it crashes, and then they want more again. So they want something else again, something on a carbohydrate level that's going to spike blood sugar. So all day long, blood sugar levels are erratic, and no wonder people have got massive bellies and are sluggish and slow, and have got brain disorders and mood disorders and food obsessions, actually, because of the stimulant effect it drives food obsessions. And then you get obsessed with MyFitnessPal, and then your trainer's telling you to track your calories and macros, so all of a sudden it becomes a numbers game, and people jump on the scales every day, and the whole thing is just a really bad obsession, when all you need to do is eat good, nutritious food, good fats, moderate proteins, carbohydrates, but no bad carbohydrates. That's all you need to do. So those meal plans have been designed. They are by design, which is why I don't like you changing them and messing them about. You follow them. So I'm jumping about a bit here. Oh yeah, so 2 slices of whole, even seeded bread, brown seeded bread, will spike your blood sugar higher, wait for it, than 6 teaspoonfuls of table sugar. And I always do this because I can visualise it. I'm one for visualisation, which you'll come to learn. 6 tablespoonfuls of that. What, brown bread? Yeah, brown bread. Seeded bread. The most seeded bread you could find. Oh, okay. Okay. So you wonder then why people that eat wheat products become diabetic, become overweight. You don't wonder anymore, you know why. And if that's you, you've come to the right place. This is why my client, you'll see them, you've seen them on the page. They have committed to this plan long term. It's not a 4-week fix, it can't be. It can't be, it's too important, it's your health. You've got one life. Are getting 6-packs. Abdominal obesity is going. Next one. Wheat germagglutinin, so not gluten, wheat germagglutinin is a protein, and that protein blocks pancreatic fluid and gallbladder fluid. So see, when you eat some food, goes down and it hits your duodenum, you have a hormone called CCK, which you don't need to know about right now, but the CCK stimulates your pancreas on this side to release the digestive enzymes, and the gallbladder to release digestive enzymes. But when in the presence of wheat, CCK gets blocked, and therefore the pancreas and the gallbladder can't produce these digestive enzymes, and therefore you have digestive issues. And some people have a problem with CCK, and when they fix and stop eating wheat, things resume, things go back to normal. There's no digestive issues, heartburn, digestive issues, a change in bowel flora, acid reflux, that kind of thing. They're symptoms of the blockage of CCK, because the pancreas and gallbladder can't do their job. So that's that. There's also what's called phytate or phytic acid in wheat and grains, and what that does is it blocks minerals that you need, so calcium, zinc, magnesium. So when people or doctors and things are telling you to eat healthy whole grains and they tell you there's B vitamins in them and a whole host of different things, well actually wheat blocks these vitamins. So why are you telling me to eat them if they block them? So you'll eat wheat and you'll pee these vitamins and minerals out in the toilet. So really, you're just getting me to eat these things so as we generate money through agribusiness and these food companies, but actually you're keeping me sick, you're keeping me fat, doctor, what are you doing? So when people eat a lot of wheat, they have a lot of deficiencies and they don't even know it. They just get through and they wonder why they're achy and painy and moaning. It's inflammation, and also there's an insulin issue. So we'll get into this another night, I'm covering quite a lot, sorry. Whenever you eat carbohydrate or sugar, you have a hormone in your body called insulin, and in the presence of insulin, you cannot and will not burn fat. But that's another story, so just keep that in mind. So when you eat wheat, you can be susceptible to a number of allergens or allergies because of the protein, because of how wheat's changed and the characteristics of wheat have changed. There are some proteins in there that aggravate the body, so you might get an upset stomach, acid reflux, asthma, skin irritations, sinus problems, joint pain. They are symptoms of wheat. And when you find that you stop eating wheat and you get through the withdrawal phase, you have to get through the withdrawal. If you're dipping into the biscuit tin and you're back on the Coke on the sly because you just can't do it, you don't have the willpower, well, there has to come a point, and I'm going to get serious again here, there has to come a point when you prioritise your health for, sometimes it's easier to prioritise your health for your children. You sometimes can't do it for yourself, you don't have the strength. But as women, we're here to look after them and protect them and love them and make sure that they have the best. And surely you being the best is enough. So I don't want them to see you drinking Diet Coke. In fact, I don't want you to ever put Diet Coke in your mouth ever again. Or Coke, or fizzy juice. Be the example, set the example. And stop letting them learn from your bad habits, because it's shitty, it's not good. And if you smoke, that's another issue. You can't be doing that sort of shit in front of your kids. You can't. Smoking in the car when the kids are in the car, smoking in the house when the kids are in it, oh my God. That has to stop. So, but that's something else, right? So I'm covering quite a lot. Really what I'm saying to you is, I want you to be the best you can be for your children. And I'm going to tell you a bit about my backstory another night, not for now, but you'll understand why I'm saying these things. I'm saying them because it comes from my heart and not from facts or textbooks or whatever. It comes from me and my experience, okay? So that's that. And the other thing, wheat is an endocrine disruptor. And what that means is your endocrine system is your chemical signals in your body, from gland to hormone, and to put it really simply, a lot of your organs are on a feedback loop. So the gland responds to a chemical signal, produces a hormone. That hormone then stimulates something which acts on an organ, and it's on a feedback signal. And wheat is sprayed with glyphosate. You've maybe heard it called Roundup, and it's really toxic for us. And it's toxic for animals as well. And it can cause cancer. So if you have cancer in your family, you really need to listen to me here, right? So wheat's coming into the body, it's been sprayed with glyphosate, which is a herbicide, which kills off all the weeds around it. So the farmers really want the wheat to grow. So they kill off all the weeds round about it by spraying it with Roundup. So the residue is still on there. So you're bringing it into your families, into your kitchen, you're feeding everybody with it, but it's really, really toxic, and it disrupts the chemical signals in their body or in your body. And this shows up in the female body as polycystic ovarian syndrome. So facial hair, infertility, diabetes prone, hypertension prone. When women stop eating wheat, things go back to normal. It's quite incredible. It affects men as well. And when men eat glyphosate products, wheat, so they take away their sandwiches in the morning to work, they're eating pasta at night, men like to feel full, so they use carbohydrates as bulking agents, don't they? Whew, lather it on the plate. But the gliadin-derived opiate peptides that I was telling you about stimulate prolactin in the brain, so that the male body actually is getting a signal from the brain, because they're eating wheat, to prepare the breasts for breastfeeding. So men all of a sudden develop breast tissue, man boobs, moobs. They get hips. They get a feminine body because the estrogenic foods, the GMOs, an estrogen mimicker, and it comes into the body through all this shitty food that you're feeding them, or they're feeding themselves, or they're feeding you. And the body becomes feminized, and that is estrogenic foods, and it's what's been sprayed onto wheat. But let's face it, so let's say an average man gets up in the morning, say has cereal for his breakfast, or porridge oats, or toast. Roundup, glyphosate is on each of them, unless they're organic, of course, which probably they won't be. And then mid-morning, what will he have? You'll have a biscuit or something, will he? Or crisps. There you go, there'll be glyphosate in there. Biscuits, any sort of sugary stuff. Where there's wheat, there'll be residue of glyphosate. And then lunchtime, what is he going to have? You'll have his sandwiches. There we go, glyphosate again. Mid-afternoon snack, same again. Tea time, what have you cooked for the tea? Oh, I've got you a stir fry. Oh, brilliant, what will I have with it? Rice, big plate of rice. So every single meal and snack that man has eaten has had glyphosate residue on it. So no wonder he's got bigger boobs than you. That was a joke, by the way. You're allowed to laugh. Don't be offended. It's just a joke. Yeah, so organic food means that there is no herbicides, pesticides, insecticides sprayed onto them, which is why they are more expensive. But ultimately, they will safeguard your health far better than non-organic foods. But we're going to get into all that another night. Okay, where am I? Am I done with all my... Oh, and the last one is these big food industries, because they can control how hungry we are and our appetite, they have got us completely hooked, which is why I'm so glad you found me, and I'm so glad that you're going to start learning so as you can inspire and educate all of your family and all of the people that you love. You're going to pay it forward. You're going to follow this up. You're going to see massive results in yourself, and you're going to inspire other people. It's self-fulfilling, and that's what it's designed to be, girls. I want to help women get healthier, get better. And again, I told you, I'm going to tell you about my story another night. It's not for now, but there are reasons for everything that I talk to you about. Okay? So, that is that. That's wheat for you. And if I've not put you off wheat for life, there's a bloody well problem. Okay. Right. Girls, you will all have been sent a link. Now, you've been sent it early. Usually you don't get sent it until maybe week 2. But if you look in your emails and check spam, you've all been sent a link. Now, that link will allow you to become an influencer. Now, I want to tell you about this now because just tomorrow I am ready to pay thousands of pounds out in commission to women. And I hate to call it commission because it doesn't even feel like commission. It's just a reward for women who have got great results and their friends have said, Susie, you look amazing. What is it you've been doing? And Susie goes, I've been doing that Shelley Booth programme. It's fucking brilliant. And Susie goes, you want to know it? And Alison goes, yeah, I do. Here's my link. So when Alison clicks Susie's link, Susie, if Alison pays 145 like many of you did, Susie gets £50. If Alison gets a discount, obviously Susie's not going to get 50, but she's going to get something. £25 she's going to get. But anyway, what the whole process is for is so I can educate as many women as possible and take them with me on this journey. Do you get it? It is completely self-fulfilling, and when you pay it forward, it's only going to help women. So Ashley, for example, is well connected. She's got a beauty business in Dundee. When Ashley loses 3 stone, our clients are going to be saying to her, Ashley, you look incredible. And you're so healthy, and your mindset is sharp as a tack. You are on it, and you've taken your business up a notch. In fact, you've done things that I've never seen you do before, Ashley. What's going on with you? And Ashley goes, Shelley Booth, it's her programme. Here's my link. Ashley gets 10 people booking on. Ashley's got 500 quid getting paid into her account that very month. It's quite mental. This is why the numbers are so big this month. It's because women are benefiting so much, they're actually paying it forward. And I'm here to tell you, girls, it's okay to do that. Society says that you can't earn money. As a woman, you just need to do your job, go home, do this and that and the next. No. That's not how it works anymore. If you can make money and monetize this journey, then I am all over that with you. Let's go. This will be a global brand one day, and I need people who get it, understand it, feel it, live it, have benefited from it massively, and yeah, that's the way it's going to work. So watch this. You all have your unique URL link now, so you would just need to share that link. And if I was to suggest anything to you, week 1, you're going to get a massive loss, especially if you've got it to lose. People are going to wonder why Joanne's lost £8, £9, £10 in week 1. They're going to be like, nah, that's not possible. You go, yeah, it is. Check it out. Here's this lassie here. Here's my link. People will click on Joanne's link and go, I like the sound of that. Or, no, I don't. I'll make the decision. And you'll be able to share your link at any point. So here, watch this. What is the Shelley Booth Feel Look Be programme influencer stuff all about? Here's what it is. To be a brand influencer, to be a Shelley Booth Feel Look Be brand influencer, all you need to do is be going through the process with success. That's it. You will get your unique URL link, your own link that you can share with all of your friends, all of your family. You could email them, you could text them, you could attach it to social media posts. Here's how it works. You're going through my process. You're looking great, you're eating well, your family have cleaned up their diet, everybody is thriving on the programme. One of your friends says to you, Leslie, you look amazing. What is it you're doing? You say, Shelley Booth's Feel Look Be programme. Oh, how do I get involved in that? Tracy, I'll send you my link. Leslie sends Tracy a unique URL link. Tracy books up, Leslie gets £50. It's as easy as that. Leslie has 5 friends who want to be involved in the Shelley Booth Feel Look Be programme. 5 friends sign up using Leslie's link. How much does Leslie get in June? £250. Can that be right? It's absolutely right. Leslie has 10 friends. Leslie's really well connected, and her friends are absolutely over the moon with their results, and they want a piece of that as well. They want to look good, feel good, eat well, just be thriving. So Leslie has 10 friends coming onto the programme. She's given them all her unique URL link. How much does Leslie get? £500 in the month of June, just because she's going through the process and getting healthy. Girls, it's a no-brainer. I believe in abundance. I want to help you grow and thrive, not only be the best you can be, mind and body, but if I can monetize it for you and give you some money to help you along the way, then I would love to do that. Let's go. Shelley Booth Feel Look Be influencer programme is open to you today. Okay, I've got my VIPs here as well. I hope you heard that, girls, because we're coming on to that on Friday. So, lots and lots of learning in there, but if I was you, if you know you're going to commit to this, you want to change your world, we are going to get so into mindset that you will absolutely be buzzing and your life will change. I guarantee you. You'll get promotions. Your relationships will sort themselves out. Whatever's going on there. I want you to include your husbands and your partners as much as possible. Cook with them. Train with them, exercise with them, share in this, speak to your husband about moobs, do stuff, be close together as a family if possible. I want everybody to jump on board with you. That's what I'm saying to you. So you've got your own unique URL link. You can text that. If you're not a social media person, you could text that to any number of friends that you've got. And if they click your link, you will get, if they've paid £145, you will get £50 per person. If they get a discount, say I offer a discount at any point, say they pay £120, you would get £25. So you'll always get something. The other thing I was going to say to you is when you book on to next month, because you're on this month, it's just £99. It's not 120 or 145 or whatever it is. It's 99. So if you've got 2 friends on that, that's it paid for. So think long game and think how you could bring friends on because you want to inspire them to be healthy and change their worlds. And the more you get to know me, the more you'll know that is what I do. I'm here to help you. So I think we're done. A lot of husbands will drop body weight like probably even faster than you because sometimes their metabolisms are faster than you. So when they're eating what you're eating, they might not even know it's organic. Here's an important consideration. People say to me, so will organic slow my weight loss down? There is no studies to back that up, but it will make you healthier. So if you can't get organic chicken, for example, you can still eat it, but just know that the chicken has been eating grains and corn, which have been sprayed with GMO, and so that is an endocrine disruptor and an estrogen mimicker, and so you'll expose your body to that toxin. So girls, here's what I want you to do. That's inspired me to say to you, go and spread the word. See if you're in different cities. We're in Dundee. Dundee's tiny. Go and share all my stuff with your people in your cities, please. That would be amazing. And then you've got a wee group of pals in, say, Leicester that are doing the programme. So you've got a wee community and wee pockets everywhere. As this programme starts to gather and gain momentum and you start to learn stuff and be energised from the group, you have to stay close to the group, girls. Remember what I said to you. Stay close to it, stay on it, don't disappear. That's the worst thing you can do. And I'm going to encourage you to do 10,000 steps per day. So track your steps on your Fitbits or your Apple Watch or whatever you've got. And if it means you going for your walk when you're listening to me, then you've done 2 jobs. Just, girls, see whatever you've got going on. Just watch your health change. As long as you commit to this and you're not doing anything you shouldn't be, you have to give it a chance to work. See if you've done this diet, girls, and you were to eat sugars as well. So you've got high fat and you've got sugars. Guess what's going to happen? Your fat cells are going to swell. They're going to swell with fat. I think you know that. You can't do it. You can't go increase your good fats and eat all the shit as well. That's just a recipe for disaster. So you're not doing that. Girls, I've done a GP referral qualification and I've trained lots of people over a number of years, like spanning 15 years, who have had all sorts of health problems. I set up a partnership, a GP referral partnership in Newcastle that I've done for years. And so that's why I've got so much knowledge that I can help you with, pass on and work with you on. Right, girls, we're done. That was over an hour. Sorry, but we had a lot to get through, so I'm going to get going now, okay? Take it easy. I'll see you at 8 o'clock in the morning. The first 100 people will get onto Zoom, and the rest of you can work away on Facebook, okay? Have a great night. Get a good sleep. So, anyway, night, girls. Great to speak to you. Remember to take all that in. See you soon.